Hello and welcome to day 7 of my declutter challenge. Today I am focusing on decluttering all of the toys in our home. I'm upstairs and I recently brought every single toy that we own up into this space, so I have a lot of work to do today. The biggest struggle for me, and which has been for this entire challenge, is not organizing while I'm going. My brain, when I open a drawer or I open up a space, I want it to be organized and tidy. And that's not the state of my house right now. It's clean because I just did my spring cleaning, but sometimes when I tackle these bigger projects, the rest of the house gets neglected for the meantime, and that's okay. I'm gonna try really hard to stay on task today and just focus on the declutter. I'm just gonna quickly show you what I have ahead of me, and then we'll get into it. If you're new to my declutter challenge, I like to move around the room clockwise. I find that this is the most efficient way, especially if you are someone that is easily distracted. So if you are joining me on this declutter journey, I highly recommend this technique. And let me know in the comments if you have been decluttering along with me on this journey. What spaces in your home have you been decluttering? And have you been using this technique of moving around the space clockwise? I'm curious to know if anybody else declutters this way or if it's something new that you've tried and found success with. The easiest way I found was just to dump out every toy and go through it that way. I tried just looking in the buckets and that was not effective. This is my setup. I have about 5 or 6 baskets. This big one is going to be what I'm packing away and which will go in our garage. This one is anything that's leaving this space, whether it's going to be donated, things that don't belong in this space, and then a garbage bag for trash. And these 3 are just going to be what's going to stay in this room. I do have a 4th basket, but my son is playing out of it right now. So only 4 baskets of toys are going to be staying in this space today. Full transparency, after I dumped out this big tote, I was extremely overwhelmed. Like, what in the world did I just get myself into? And I still had another giant tote that I had to go through as well. So I just tried to stay positive and blast the music, and I had a little helper with me today. We were just quickly going through things, and he was such a sweetheart. There were so many things that he found that he thought would be a nice thing to give to one of his friends at school or donate to other boys and girls that might not have toys, and I thought that was really sweet. So we had a lot of fun doing this together. If you have a hard time decluttering when your kids are around, maybe just do it discreetly. Try to organize it like I am and not let them know that one of the baskets is a potential donation bucket or something like that. I feel like some kids, if you tell them that you're giving away their toys, they're gonna freak out. Our kids are very attached to their toys and they have memories that are tied to them. So if you have a child like this, I would recommend trying a more discreet approach, but also trying to get them involved in a different way, whether it's decluttering and organizing into different bins. It gets them aware of what they have and teaches them how to pack away toys and create little systems. Anytime my son showed interest or gave an idea of giving something to another person, whether it would be a friend or donating to other kids in need, I just made sure to give him extra praise because it is way too easy to become selfish and consumed by all these possessions that we have, and too easy to overlook that there are people and kids that are not as fortunate as we are, and we are truly blessed to have the nice things that we have. But it's important to remember that what we do have is a blessing and not everybody is as fortunate. Okay, and that was my little motivational speech for the day. So I hope you found some value in that. I know it seems like this is an overabundance of toys, which, yes, don't get me wrong, this is a lot. But after I was done decluttering the space and I looked, a lot of it is just categories. So the kids have about 5 or 6 different categories of toys. It's Magnetiles, dinosaurs, monster trucks, cars, things like that. Small random toys like little figurines and stuff like that. Legos, and Lincoln Logs. When it's all in these baskets unorganized, it seems really overwhelming and a lot. But once I go through this at a later date and actually organize it by category, it's much less overwhelming for the kids. And then they can just pull out one bin of Magnetiles and play with it versus dumping out a basket like I just did, and the kids don't even know where to start. If you're like me and find it hard to declutter toys in the sense that they actually are donated and leaving your house, I highly recommend doing a toy rotation where you pack away toys every 6 months or whenever makes sense for your family, and just pack them away into a different area of your home. We store ours in the garage, and every time we rotate out, we dump the new toys out and then we pack away their existing toys. So it's this constant rotation of what they have, but to them it's new, and it's a good way to declutter without actually having to part with toys. You have a hard time letting go of toys because they're in great condition, they were gifts, whatever the reason is. This is a great hack. We've been doing it since my daughter was little and she's 14, and it's very effective. About 40 minutes into decluttering, I was over it. I'm sure you can tell from all these clips of this never-ending mountain of toys. I was just ruthless at this point, getting rid of things that I might not have otherwise, which I think was really good. Again, I think I've said in every single challenge, being on a timer of 1 hour has really held me accountable in this challenge. And I think it's a really smart way to declutter because it kind of forces you to take out the emotion when you're decluttering, and it's just you're asking yourself as fast as you can, is this a yes, is this a no, and then getting things out of your space. I'm also decluttering these pink pillows. I have had them for many years and I moved them up here from our living room. My sister had just given me these pretty cream and blue pillows, which I think just fit this space better, so I'm happy to part with these 3 pillows. All right, continuing around the room, I am on the home stretch of this declutter. I have about 10 minutes left on the clock, so I am going through as fast as I can and just finishing up this last little stretch of toys. And this was everything leaving this room today. I am so thrilled. I instantly feel so much lighter, and just wait until you see how much stuff left my house today. Okay, you guys, I finished. 1 hour later, I was able to declutter the whole space. I'm really happy with how much stuff is leaving my house after 1 week of decluttering. I'm gonna give you guys a little overview. I feel like I declutter my home often. I cannot believe how much I was still able to declutter from my house. I think giving myself 1 hour was really effective. So thank you so much for coming along this 7-day declutter challenge with me. I hope you found some motivation and inspiration to declutter some spaces in your home, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good day. Okay, this is all the garbage that is leaving my house after 7 days. And this is everything leaving our house, whether it's donation, going to a family member, or a friend, but unreal how much stuff is leaving our house. I'm just going to quickly load up my car and head to the donation center. I cannot wait to get all of this stuff out of my house. Thank you so much for coming along this 7-day declutter challenge with me. I truly hope you guys found some motivation and inspiration to declutter your home. Don't forget to subscribe. I would love to have you, and I'll see you in the next one.